Greetings, sports fans. Isaac Moskowitz here, welcoming you to the Dragons Castle, GFA's baseball stadium, and we have a good one here. It's the Dragons versus the Brunswick Bruins. Now, this is our second baseball game, and happy to bring it to you folks, and this should be a good one too. Brunswick known for their sports, and baseball's no different. They're definitely a high-powered team, and GFA looks to go toe-to-toe with them and avenge their last loss against Hemden Hall. Starting lineup today looks like the pitcher is Florio, and then catcher is Eisenstein. It goes in the order. It goes Florio, Eisenstein, Keaveney, Hood, then the shortstop Jones, and Hernandez, who was the pitcher last game and had a pretty good game until you remember he had that hit by pitch, and then things started to go downhill from there. Let's see if he can redeem himself at third base. And then in left field you have Blazovic, center field Roskowski, Mark Roskowski, the hard slugging senior, and he's definitely looking to make a mark. But remember in the last game, he was up next, and if GFA had able to get a hit in, he would have come up, and he was out for blood a little bit. He was looking for a hit there, and he'll hope to get that hit that he missed in that last game in this game. Then in right field, you have Cachella, and then your designated hitter is Allie Hood. So looks like to be a great game, and Brunswick's going to start off at bat. Both teams getting set. And this is the part of the game where you get to feel out the other team's strategy. You get to figure out what do they like offensively, what's their pitching like, what's their defense like, and work on from there. And so GFA warming up on defense with Florio on the mound. And we'll be right back at you in a few minutes. Stay tuned for the beginning of this exciting game. Florio set to pitch. And we're ready to go here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Partially cloudy, but it was sunny earlier, and it's a warm 70 degrees. Nice break from what we usually have, and that's a pitch. That's called a ball. And that's how we'll start. Oh, called strike. Sorry, folks. That's how we'll start off this game. Check swing. Umpire calls it a ball. The windup and the pitch. That's a foul ball. And Florio's up in the count 2-1. GFA pitching was highlighted last game, and they kept it close. One of the reasons why they kept it close in that game was because of their pitching. But at times, especially when Hernandez had that ball that hit the player, things got to get a little hairy. But GFA prides himself on their pitching, and that one's popped up and going to be in the dugout for Brunswick. Number 7 fouls out. Florio stares him down. The windup. Throws in. That's going to be a grounder out into the shortstop. Shortstop throws it to first, and that's the first out of the inning. Good, solid field play, and GFA doesn't commit many errors that way. But when they do, they got to watch out for that, because then they often end up in catastrophic situations. But right now, Florio looks pretty good on the mound. And he got a quick out there, so that keeps his pitch count low. He's hoping to get a couple of quick outs and gain momentum for his offense, because offense can be a problem for GFA, and we saw that they just couldn't get the bats going in the last game. That one's a pitch in the dirt. And that's for ball 1. Wind up. Throws in. That's also a called ball. Low again. He's favoring that low corner, or the low side of the strike zone. But missing twice there. And now he's down in the count 2-0. Wind up. That one's a called strike right down the center. Fastball right in the center of the strike zone. Number 11 maybe wishing he swung at that. But he's got to get ready for this next pitch. Swings at that one. Hopper into the center field, and that's a quick out again. 2 lucky quick outs for Florio. And now they're 2 outs in this inning. Florio keeping his pitch count low, and that's good for both the coach and him for staying in the game. Making sure that they get as much use out of him as possible and keeps the runs low. But we've seen GFA do some creative things with player movements. We've seen them move, like in the last game, Hernandez out to shortstop and then put Mark Roskowski on the mound to pitch. And GFA can do that in a pinch. That's a beautiful strike right in the left player side pocket of the strike zone. That's the first called strike of this at-bat, and Florio's locked in. Florio winds up, pitches a curveball, but that's going to be low. Good eyes by the Brunswick player, number 14, to take that ball, and now the count's 1-1. Florio to pitch. Fastball right into the center, and that's a fouled out call behind him. So now Florio's up 2-1 in the count. And a strikeout here would certainly boost his confidence and help the momentum swing for GFA as they go into their offense. Pitch is just high. Tried to go for that fastball on the high strike zone. Often dangerous, but we've seen it in the past game how it can work. The pitch, that one's low in the dirt, and it's a full count for Florio. Got to be careful he doesn't walk him here. A lot of the problems that GFA incurred last game was because they had 5 walks in a row, and they just had too many men on base, and that all it takes is one good hit. That's one's a foul ball. So as I was saying, yeah, GFA, one of the problems they had pitching was had too conservative with their pitching, too many balls on the outside. And when that happened, they were unable to, get out of an inning because they kept walking players. And then they got themselves in a pinch where one hit will do you in on defense. One good hit in the center of the field or in the gap, and that might be 2 runs coming home. That's a high fly ball. That's going to be a hit out into left field. He's going to reach second. First hit of the game comes at a crucial time for Brunswick with 2 outs in the first inning, and that one was a doozy. Hits it far and wide. Looked like if it had a little bit more velocity, might have been a home run. First home run of a GSPN broadcast. That'd been something to see. But as it stands, that's a double. And Eisenstein walking up to Florio to give him confidence, talk him up, and get him ready for this at-bat. If he can, certainly if he can strike him out, but if he can get an out here, do wonders for his confidence. It helps him get out of an inning and gives his coach some confidence in his ability in this game. The pitch, that's a strike. Strike into the far strike zone. Great pitch there, painting the corners. That's a fastball to the left of the strike zone. We'll see if he'd use a changeup here after doing that fastball. Try to confuse him on the velocity. See if he bites early. That's going to be another fastball. Foul tip, and Florio's up 2-0 in the count. Florio looking him down. Checking the base runner at second base, making sure he doesn't steal. See a lot more steals in high school baseball than usual. That's a check swing. Good thing, too. That one was low and out of the strike zone for a ball. 1-2 is the count. The pitch. That one's a ball in the dirt, and he's going to steal third. Errant pitch leads to number 14. Stealing third. And Florio's got to be careful now to not have too many of those, because that would bring home a run. Or potentially could bring home a run. But as it stands, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's looking for a strikeout on this one to get him out of this jam. Foul tip. 22 stays alive. 14 taking a large lead. Florio, though, not eyeing Hernandez at third. Almost daring him to try to steal. I guess you don't really steal for, home base, but that one is ball just outside. And it's a full count for Florio. Yet again, on the second straight at bat. He's definitely looking for a strike here. Trying to paint the corners, trying to be too perfect in his placement. Might just have to do something down the center. That's a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Florio, and he strikes out the last batter to get him out of the inning. Huge strikeout for Florio. Had a bit of a jam. Had a wild pitch that allowed number 14 for Brunswick to steal third. But Florio lives that inning, gets out of the jam, and now GFA can start to get to work on offense. We'll see how their offense fares. Had some trouble offensively in the last game. Had trouble getting bats to work and balls to be hit for hits. But we'll see what they can do here. They definitely worked on that on Wednesday in their practice. They'll be looking to make a mark here. Looking from the pitcher, he looks like he has very good velocity. He's a really fast pitcher, and he prefers that fastball. But that's kind of a double-edged sword for him, because if he puts it in the wrong place, then players like Roskowski, Eisenstein, Hernandez, big sluggers like that, they can tee off on the ball and get a really nice hit, possibly into the gap or beyond. He also has an interesting throwing motion. We've seen that in baseball, how pitchers with interesting throwing motions or kind of strange throwing motions can often fake out or freak out the batter and can cause them to lose focus and not be as productive in their performance in the game. So Florio gets out of that inning only allowing one hit. A scary one. There was a double. Was able to steal third. But still one hit nonetheless. And he's in the top of the order looking to make his mark offensively in just a few minutes. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back at you for the bottom of the first inning. 0-0, Brunswick versus Greens Farms. We'll be right back.
Good job, man.
Thank you. Correction, it looks like Hernandez is going to be first up in the order. I stand corrected from my pregame analysis. That's going to be a called strike on Hernandez to start the at-bat. Hernandez, a hot-hitting junior, who's an all-around fantastic player, but that one swings and misses, and that's the second strike of the at-bat. And GFA's woes on offense continue so far. Fouls that one off, so stays alive in the count. Still 0-2. Pitch windup, hits it, and that's Hernandez grounding out into the center field and gets beat by the ball, and that's the first out of the inning. Grounder to the shortstop. And that's how GFA will start the at-bat, or the inning, rather. Keavney up to bat. You hear the chatter from the GFA dugout. Definitely wanting him to be as productive on offense as possible. He's looking to make his mark. Had a hit in the last game, and he's a hard-hitting slugger junior for Greens Farms. Ball fouled out into the tennis courts behind me. Falls harmlessly in the bushes, so doesn't intrude on someone's serve in a game. I know as a tennis player, that would be quite the surprise to get hit in the head by a baseball mid-serve. It's going to be a ball down and out. So Keavney ahead 2-0 in the count. Oh, sorry, 2-1 after fouling out there. It's going to be a check swing. And the third ball, the at-bat, Keavney testing out the pitcher, seeing what kind of pitches he has. That's going to be a walk for Keavney. Keavney walks on his first at-bat, and that's the first player who's made it on base for GFA. In a prime spot, too. Only one out in the inning. So still time if Keavney can reach scoring position in second and third base to get a sacrifice fly. This is going to be Eisenstein up, third in the order. Pitch, and that's going to be another ball. Throws to first, checks Keavney there. Keavney didn't have that big of a lead, mostly a precaution. And the pitch, and that's going to be another ball. Eisenstein ahead 2-0 in the count. And GFA's conservativeness that they're carrying over from their last game actually helping them in this one. Taking a lot more balls, and I think Brunswick in their coaching strategy tried to figure that out. And that one's the first strike of the at-bat. Fouls out beyond the confines of the Dragons' castle. Sorry, second strike of the at-bat. So he's 2-2 in the count. Pitch. That's going to be Keavney running to second. Ground out acts almost like a sacrifice bunt as Eisenstein grounds out to first base. And Keavney moves to second. He doesn't ground out yet. That was a foul tip. And Keavney does not move to second. Looks like he was running, trying to steal the base. But it's 2 strikes and 1 ball. That's going to be a ball to the outside. So 2-2 in the count. Pitch. Foul tip, stays alive barely. That one was a ball down and out. May not have been the wisest decision to swing at that, but hey, I don't play baseball. Checks Keavney at first base. Keavney's able to get back safely. And now 20 on the mound. He's going to look to see what he can throw at Eisenstein, fake him out, and get the second out of this inning. Throws a fastball, and that's a called strikeout, or swinging strikeout. Call a forward K for Eisenstein. And now Allie Hood up to bat. Called strike. So that's the first strike. His at bat. Checks his swing, and that's still gonna be a strike. Beautiful pitch in the down and out zone of the strike zone. And now GFA's down 0-2 in the count. Jones throws back to first, and that's going to be an out. So that's going to be out. Picks off Keavney. And that's the third out of the inning. So no hits allowed for the Brunswick player. And GFA goes right on defense. GFA, again, conservative with their plays, but it looks like they're swinging at the, or it seems like they're swinging at the wrong times and not seeing the pitch, trying to do too much at times, seeing the pitches that they don't like and still swinging at them. Might want to use a coaching session to just settle them down, make sure they know what their offensive strategy is, and go from there. But as it stands, Brunswick gets out of that inning. Still 0-0 in our score, and Florio goes right back to pitch. We'll see how Brunswick can respond. Brunswick, the only team with the sole hit in this game. They're looking to add to that total. Florio had a couple of quick outs. Brunswick was able to make contact, which is, those are scary outs, but outs nonetheless. And we'll see if Brunswick's able to respond to GFA's lack of offense in their last offensive series at bat. We'll see what they do here. Florio sticking to the fastballs, though we just saw him throw a curveball there, so I think he's testing out his arsenal, seeing what he can use against Brunswick. He's looking to use anything he can. Stem the tide in this one. Still 0-0. Not like he's down in the game. But when you're playing a great team at Brunswick, you get into that mentality of you feel like you're losing before you're actually losing. So we'll see if GFA can stem that and get control of this game. The pitch, that's going to be a high ball. High fly ball. Can he get it? And that's going to be a hit for Brunswick. Or at least it looks like it's fouled out. So on the first pitch, high fly ball that ends up being foul for Brunswick. And now Florio's up 1-0 in the count. Pitch from Florio forthcoming. Strike in just above the strike zone. Looked close, but good eye by the Brunswick player. And that's going to be 1-1 in the count. Florio responds with a fastball that's fouled out. Foul tip leads to 2-1 in the count for Florio. Pitch. Foul tipped again, so Brunswick's able to stay alive in this at-bat and drive Florio's pitch count up. That's a ball down and out. Clear ball. It's 2-2 in the count. Florio pitching outside the strike zone. Might want to try to do some things in the center, but it's got to be careful against Brunswick. They're a hot-hitting team. You can see that there, and that's going to be a hit in the center of the field, right through the gap. Just bypasses the second baseman. And he's able to get on base with the second hit of the game. And 0 outs in the inning, so definitely not what Trace Florio was looking for here. But he's going to regroup on this pitch, and well, he's got to regroup on this pitch and deal with number 8 up for Brunswick. Swinging strike. Do wonders for his confidence, and that's the first strike of his at-bat. First pitch, first strike of the at-bat. And that's going to be a ball for Florio. Florio trying the breaking ball there. Nothing doing, and we'll see if he goes back to the fastball. Has more command of the fastball, but Fastball is also a dangerous pitch, especially for hot-hitting teams. That's a second swinging strike. Fastball through the center. Looked like a prime hitting opportunity, but unable to capitalize. And Florio looks to respond and checks the runner at first, able to get back safely. And Florio looking for the pitch here. Pitches, and that's going to be just high of the strike zone. Trying to go for the high fastball. As I've said, dangerous but effective for GFA in a lot of circumstances. And it's 2-2 in the count with 0 outs. The pitch, swinging strikeout. And Florio gets his second strikeout of the game for the first out of this one.
What's this?
Florio communicating with his outfield. Getting ready for this series. Possibly against a hot-hitting opponent, so want to make sure everyone's on the same page about what to do defensively. He's going to be locked in here after that strikeout. Fastball looks like he has more command of it. Curveball and breaking ball, less so. But against a really hot-hitting player, it's very dangerous to throw that fastball consistently. So, might want to try the breaking ball yet again. Maybe take a ball or two. I don't know if it's too early to start intentionally walking people. But we'll see what the strategy is here.
Blackjack, stay tight.
Florio talking with the umpire. Maybe seeing a call that he wasn't too happy with. And number 13's up to bat. The right-hander steps up to the plate in his first at-bat of the game. And Florio looks to see where his hot and cold zones of the strike zone are with this upcoming pitch. Florio steps up to the mound. See if he starts off with the fastball or goes curveball. He goes with the curveball, and that's going to be outside. Ball one in the at-bat. And still doesn't look like he has much command of the curveball. Uses the strike ball. Gets a strike on the fastball there. And he's now 1-1 in the count. Florio eyeing down number 13. The windup checks the runner at first. Nothing doing. Didn't have that much of a lead. Possibly more of a mental check on him. Making sure he's not straying too far from the bag. Runner going to second. Can they tag him out? And that's going to be a tag out. Or is it? Looks like he's able to successfully steal second, even though the ball arrived in plenty of time. And the shortstop, Jones, unable to tag him there. Looked like a prime opportunity to get the second out of the game, but now 13 has a runner in scoring position. An opportunity, if he has a high sacrifice fly, to drive a runner home. This is a big swing. An unfortunate series of events for GFA. That's going to be a swinging strikeout for number 13. Call the third strikeout for Florio. And the threat of the sacrifice fly ends there. Florio talking over with Eisenstein, making sure they're on the same page about what they want to do pitch-wise. And after a brief conversation, Florio's back on the mound in a crucial spot here. 2 outs. A prime opportunity to get out of another bit of a jam, or a semi-jam. That's going to be a ball in the dirt. Lucky that 23 did not try to steal third. Ball 1 of the at-bat on a curveball. So the command of the curveball is still lacking for Trace Florio. Pitch, fastball, that's going to be in the center. Can he get there? Left field's able to get it. That's Blazovic. And GFA able to get out of the inning. Now in the bottom of the second. Scary hit there, but it was right to Blazovic at left field. And Trace Florio lives to see another inning. It looks like they're keeping him in. Survives that at-bat. Another hit on his ledger. But the score is still 0-0. And GFA looking to get their bats alive, see what they can do offensively. Now that they've had a chance to scope out this pitcher and see what he does well. And as both teams prepare for the next series, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks. Still more exciting action to be played here on GSPN. Stick around. We'll be right back. Roskowski up in the lineup. Hard-hitting senior looks to make his debut in this game. First at-bat. We'll see what he can do with it. First ball's a called strike. Roskowski looking. And now down 0-1 in the count. Quick timeout to talk with the coach. Looked like a prime hitting opportunity. Fastball right down the center. But Roskowski does not swing at it. And the called strike causes them to be 0-1 in the count early in the bottom of the second. Roskowski was going to be up at bat last game if GFA was able to hold on. They were down. They had 2 outs. And Jones was unable to, I believe it was Tristan Jones, he was unable to keep the game alive in an at-bat with where if he was able to get a hit or get on with a walk. But Roskowski looks for redemption here, but redemption coming at a premium, and he's down already 0-2 in the count, both on called strikes. Fastball to the outside, good look. Good strategy by the pitcher, trying to throw a fastball slightly to the outside, see if Mark will swing at that. That's going to be a foul ball. Roskowski hesitant of whether he should run at that or not. Looked to me that one was a live ball. Confusion from Mark was whether or not he should play it. That's going to be a hard hit into center field for the fly out. Really great hit. Had some heat on that one. But he flies out into center. And that's the first out of this half of the inning. Trace Florio up to bat. Pitcher versus pitcher, a true pitcher battle, as Charles likes to say. And he takes the ball. So takes a ball. The windup and the pitch. That's going to be a called strike. Checked his swing there. Maybe I wanted to swing at that one. And this pitcher is locked in. Great strike right in the strike zone. That's another one painting the corners here with the far strike zone, far bottom, in this case for Florio since he's a left-hander, far bottom left-hand corner. And now, just like that, he's down 2-0 in the count. 2-1, sorry. Another ball there. Errant pitch from number 20 for Brunswick. And Florio looks to hit this one. Foul tip, so staying alive, but barely. Staying alive for another at-bat. He's going to look to see what the pitcher gives him here. That one was a fastball. The pitcher tending to go fastball in these instances. That's going to be a high fly ball. Looks like it's going foul. That's a lucky souvenir for a fan. We are in a ballpark, folks, and it's always fun when you go to a ballpark and you be able to bring your catcher's mitt and get the balls. It's a high fly ball from Florio. Counts 2-2. 1 out in the bottom of the inning. Pitch forthcoming from number 20. Fastball, and that's going to be another high fly. Unable to get it, another foul ball. Number 11 racing down to try to find it. This one a little bit closer on the left side of the field. And Florio staying alive in this at-bat and driving the Brunswick pitch count up. Wind up. That's a called strikeout. Backwards K for Trace Florio. That's going to be the second out of this inning. Pitch coming. Called strike. That one's ball. This counts 1-1. Twenty looking to get the strikeout, and that's going to be a foul ball to the far right side of the field. Now he's down in the count. 2-1. Pitch coming. Foul tip, so stays alive. Off of that fastball, so we'll see if he goes breaking ball or curveball here. Goes curveball, but that one's down and out. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in this bottom of the second. So 4 twos at this juncture. And the pitch forthcoming. Called ball, full count. GFA, 3-2 with 2 outs. This is a big at bat. Foul tips this one. Out of the reach of Brunswick. Pitch coming. High hit. That's going to be fielded by the center fielder for the 3rd out in this one.
Cut, Luke.
Good contact. Now it's going to be top of the 3rd. Still 0-0 is your score. A lot better contact for GFA there, but still unable to get their first hit of the game. And now they go back to work on offense, seeing if they can make it work. As both teams get set up, we'll be right back at you, just handling some technical difficulties, but stay tuned for the exciting start of the 3rd inning. Dragons versus Bruins up next on GSPN. Ground out to Hernandez, and strong throw by Jason Hernandez gets him out, and that's the first out of the top of the third. Florio down 2 balls, 0 strikes. So ground out there, helpful in keeping him alive. We're keeping GFA out of trouble in this game so far. Pitch coming. That's going to be a breaking ball. Out of the reach of number 7. Florio to pitch again. Strong hit. And that's going to be an infield hit. Dropping sharply just outside of the foul side. The left side of the foul line, or the right side of the foul line on the left side of the field. And just like that, Brunswick's got a runner on base. So Florio has allowed a runner in each inning, but so far, 0-0 is the score. And the ball fouls out there into the tennis courts. Checks the runner on first, gets back safely. We have seen runners get picked off, so it's not uncommon. We've seen runners get picked off in this game. Keaveney got picked off to end the bottom of the first. So, good job by Florio. Make sure to keep him in check. Florio, wind up, pitch. Up 2-0 after a foul ball there. And looking for a strikeout to help him out in this inning. Checks the runner at first again. Makes it back safely. Possibly with the help of his teammates, running back. Another foul tip. Right into the tennis courts. And Tristan Jones leaving the game. Not sure if it's an injury or not. We'll keep tabs on that as we keep going along. But something to look out for the rest of this one. Florio staring him down. Pitch in the dirt, and that's going to be a stolen base for the runner at first. Definitely not what Florio was looking for. Now you have a runner in scoring position with 2 strikes, 1 ball, but only 1 out in this one. A strikeout here would do wonders for GFA. We'll see if Florio can get it here. Has great command of the fastball. We'll see if he's using it here. Curveball, down and out, so that's 2-2 in the count. Seven looking to run. That's going to be a line drive. No chance for a double play. Thought about taking it, but he's able to get the runner out at first, and now with 2 outs, a lot harder for Brunswick to try to drive home that runner at third. Can't just hit a sacrifice fly or bunt and get him out that way. Florio winding up. Pitching low. Ball to start off the at-bat. Florio to pitch. Fastball in the center, called strike. And it's 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. High curveball. Tried to catch him swinging, but Brunswick player does not bite. Now it's 2-1 in the count in favor of Brunswick. Trace Florio. Pitching, and that's going to be foul. So foul tip, 2-2 in the count. Florio looking for another strikeout to end the inning. He's already done it twice. In doing so, would get him out of this little bit of a jam he has with a runner at third. Runner at third, still on the bag, as you can see. And Florio to pitch. Florio. Ball down and out. Full count for Trace Florio. Prime time to step up, possibly with a strike in the center. He's used the fastball, though it may be time to try to get command of that curveball and see if he can use it to catch him biting. It's going to be hit center of the field. Fielded comfortably by Jones. Sorry, I saw another player leaving. It was not Jones. And that's the third out and the inning. Florio only allowing one hit yet again. And now enters the bottom of the third, tied 0-0. And GFA settling in a bit on offense and on defense, but their offense still struggling, not able to get really anything going. No hits for them so far. Brunswick has had a hit in every inning that they've been up. Something to look out for and something to watch for the rest of this game. But GFA definitely has the offensive power, and we saw towards the end of the game last time against Hamden Hall how when the bats started flying, they had a chance to come back and tie in that one and send it into extra innings. But as it stands right now, 0-0 and nothing doing for them on offense. Hood up to bat next. Then Kicella and Hernandez. So, towards the cleanup part of the lineup, we'll see if they can get anything going on offense. GFA has a lot of hard-hitting players, especially towards the end of the lineup. So we'll see if they can get anything going there. As they get set up, we will not take a break because Ali Hood is just about to start his at-bat. His first at-bat of the game. So he's 0 for 0. Pitch coming. Fast strike in the strike zone. Called strike there. Might have wanted to swing at that. 1-1 is the count. Pitch forthcoming. That one's going to be a called ball. So it's 2-1 in the count in favor of Brunswick. Pitch, and that's going to be a strikeout. Check swing for Allie Hood. And the offensive woes for GFA continue as Chichella steps up. He has a ball to start the at-bat. Called strike. Fastball in the center. And Chichella is 1-1. That's going to be an error by the shortstop, and Chichella's going to get the first hit of the game. Misfielding by number 11 at the shortstop position, and Chichella makes it to first base, marking GFA's first hit. And he gets that hit in a prime spot as Hernandez steps up to the plate and sees a ball he doesn't like for ball one. Check it first, but Chichella's right there. Chichella for another check. GFA dugout voicing their concerns there. As 1-0 is the count for Hernandez. Checks the swing, good job. Good eye by him, as that's 2 balls in favor of Jason Hernandez. And he's ahead in the count and looking for a pitch he likes. Trying to tempt the pitcher to throw a fastball on the inside and seeing if he can hit it. Talk with the umpire. Pitch to come. Hernandez up 2-0 in the count. And the windup. Grounder for the out at second, but Hernandez is able to get it. So Chichella walks back to the dugout. And Hernandez is able to get on base with a first base single. Second out, and Keaveney's up to bat. Called strike on Keaveney. That's going to be a ball called for Keaveney. 1-1 is the count. High hit. That's going to be fielded comfortably by left field. And 3 outs. Brunswick staves off a good scoring look for GFA. And now it's the top of the 4th inning. GFA able to get their first and second hit of the game in this inning, or the bottom in this half of an inning, off of a great hit by Chichella And then Hernandez follows up with a hit in an infield single that led to Brunswick choosing to take out Coachella rather than Hernandez at first. Smart decision, making sure they don't put a runner in scoring position, especially with Keaveney up to bat. And score stays tied, 0-0. GFA goes back to work on offense. And Florio's still up on the mound. Has gotten in some jams in these innings, but he's able to stave off most of the trouble, as he's allowed no runs to be scored. And he'll look to continue that streak and try to get more strikeouts, try to make sure he doesn't give off too much contact, because that can be scary, especially against the hard-hitting team that Brunswick is. And he'll look to gain more control of other pitches in his arsenal. Right now, the fastball is the only one he seems to be able to control consistently and place it where he likes to. So he'll prepare while the rest of the defense prepares, and Brunswick, number 22, will be first up to bat. We'll step aside for a second and be right back at you with all the action. Top of the fourth coming up, right up next. .22 strides up to the plate, looking to try to break the ice in this game. And that's a good start. Hard hit, diving play, able to make the catch is Coachella. Diving into the gap to make the catch in that one. Sorry we couldn't get it, folks. The camera moves quite slowly. But Coachella able to dive and get that one for a beautiful first out in this one. Wow, what a heads-up play. Diving out of right field to get that one. And hands Brunswick their first out of the inning and gives Florio some peace of mind that he hasn't let up a hit yet in this inning. Ball one called. Fouls out on that one. So that's going to be 1-1 in the count for Brunswick. And Florio pitching a fastball there. Had some curve on it though. Brunswick swings at it. Foul tip, and that's 2-1 in the count in favor of Florio. He's looking to get another quick out and set himself up well for a short inning. Florio pitches. That's a swinging strikeout. Number 23. Florio gets his fourth strikeout of the game. 2 outs on his ledger in the top of the fourth inning. And GFA locked in on offense. Florio hitting his stride. Now faces number 8. An 8v8 battle. And the pitch coming. High for ball one. Pitches, swinging, and a miss. For a fastball that was high. And as Roskowski cheers from center field, Florio is locked in. Another pitch, called strike. It's 2-1 in favor of Florio. Trace Florio. Pitches another fastball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for this inning, number 5 on the total. And Florio escapes this inning without allowing a single hit. And GFA goes right back to work on offense. Florio locked in there, had great command of the fastball. No one able to hit him on Brunswick. And saved what would have been a fantastic, probably a double into the gap between center and right field by Kachella. That saves another hit on Florio's ledger and leads to a short inning, keeping his pitch count down. Allows GFA's manager to make a decision here on whether or not they're going to keep Florio. It's about this time, usually in high school baseball, that you start to go into your bullpen. But it looks like no one's warming up for GFA, so they're sticking with Florio, and for good reason. This is just when he's starting to get locked in. And speaking of pitching changes, Brunswick not going with one. Number 20 staying on the mound. For the heart of the lineup, Eisenstein, Jones, and Roskowski next. And possibly more if any of them are able to get on base. Three high-hitting players, especially the senior Mark Roskowski. Hasn't had a hit yet in this game. Flew out to 8 on a great play. Huge hit there, but flew out to center field. That's going to be a called strike on the first one. Second called strike. For Eisenstein. And that's going to be three pitches, 3 strikes. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, Eisenstein is out with a strikeout. Swinging strikeout in the dirt. And up next is Jones. Jones struck out looking on his last at-bat. He'll look to do better in this one. First ball. Hit into the center, and that's going to be a quick ground out. 2 outs for Brunswick. Not what GFA was looking for when they have a pitcher's hitting his stride and his pitch count is staying low. But they got to watch out. Here comes Mark Roskowski. Roskowski, as I said, in his last at-bat, flew out on a long fly ball to center field. He's looking to get a hit here, possibly in the gap. Checks the swing. That's a called strike on Roskowski. Another strike. Roskowski down 0-2 in the count. And the Brunswick pitcher certainly locked in here. Looking to strike out 3 in this inning. Strong hit. That's a hit for Mark Roskowski. He's going to make it on base for GFA's 3rd hit of the game and Roskowski's first of this game. Great hit for Roskowski. A single for him. Straight through second base and into the shallow part of center field. And now we have Florio, the pitcher. A true pitching battle. That's going to be a ground out for him. Quick inning for Brunswick. And now they're right up to bat again. After quite a stifling series caused by GFA. And great pitching by Trace Florio. This one looking to be a defensive game again. Couple of hits in this one, 3 for both sides to be exact. But so far, no score. Brunswick pitching locked in. I don't think the lack of score for GFA is a cause of GFA's mismanagement of their offensive drives. I think it's more of a nod to how good Brunswick has played defensively. And they've really been locked in and have been able to handle that effectively. And pitching has been excellent on a cause of 20 being just locked in and really helping out his team in that aspect. Couple of strikeouts on his ledger, no earned runs allowed. Same thing for Trace Florio. And Florio, 2 strikeouts in the last inning. Number 20 for Brunswick, 3 strikeouts, an 3 up, 3 down inning. And GFA is hoping to break the ice. Brunswick, certainly not GFA. Brunswick's hoping to break the ice here in the top of the 5th. Normal baseball games about this time in the 7th inning. We'd be having the 7th inning stretch, and a lot of home ballparks have their own traditions. I'm a Cubs fan myself, and we have the famous Harry Carey's Take Me Out to the Ball Game stretch, 7th inning stretch. And so, folks, take a minute to stretch your legs for the 5th inning stretch. Do not have an organ to play Take Me Out to the Ball Game, unfortunately. But we do have baseball coming up for you as you have number 13 striding up to the plate. The right-hander. He'll be facing Florio on the mound, who just struck out 2 in a row. Swinging and a miss for the first strike in this one. Oh and 1 in the count for Florio. That's going to be a ball. You can hear a lot of the chatter from the Brunswick bench. They're really getting into it. Foul tips. 1 and 2 is the count. Good contact on this one. Or at least on that one. And Florio making sure he's going to try to put this one possibly down and out with a curveball if he's able to get that kind of possession. Tries the curveball. That one's a ball in the dirt. And the count's 2 and 2. Swing and a miss. But it's a pitch in the dirt. That's going to be out on a strikeout. So tally another strikeout to Florio's ledger. Gets a fist bump from third baseman Jason Hernandez. It's kind of a nod of approval for the work he's done since the first inning, and especially in these last 2 innings. That's out number 1. Fastball close to the edge of the strike zone. That's a ball. Good eye by number 27. Pitch in the dirt. Another ball. 3-0 is the count in favor of Brunswick. So, Florio, this guy's be careful here. Doesn't want to throw a fastball in the center. Or he does. Risky play. Fastball right down at 5th Avenue. But it works out for him. Gets the first strike in this at-bat. Check swing, but no good. Full count, 3-2 for Florio. And a strikeout here would be such a momentum booster for GFA. Fouls out there. Ball flying high. Hits the tennis court yet once more. And GFA's bench getting rowdy, saying their approval for what Florio's doing. And that's a strikeout. Called strikeout for Florio. Just what the doctor ordered for GFA. 2 outs in this one, and 2 straight strikeouts for Trace Florio in the top of the 5th inning. Florio's locked in, faces number 42. Curveball, low. That's going to be a ball with 2 outs in this one. Leg kick and the pitch. That's going to be 1-1 after a called strike. And Florio pitches another fastball. That's fouled out. 2-1 is the count. He's been in this situation before. Prime opportunity. If he can strike out the side, what a momentum booster that would be. I don't want to jinx it as an announcer jinx, so I'll stay silent on that. The windup. Pitch. Just outside. 2-2 is the count. 2 outs, 2 balls, and 2 strikes for Trace Florio. And Florio pitching another ball. So full count. Huge point in this one. GFA looking to have a quick inning. An inning where Florio is able to strike out the side. Or at least a 3-up, 3-down inning. And pitch is gone. That's going to be a hit into center field, so GFA's wishes do not come answered. And that's a hit for number 42. And Brunswick now has a man on base with 2 outs. Seven stepping up to the plate. Pitch, called strike. Fastball right in the center of the strike zone, or at least to the left of the strike zone. Florio locked in, even though allowed a hit on that one. Batter calls time. Brunswick coach upset with the way Keaveney is guarding first base. Looks like he's guarding it fine. It looks like he's trying to steal second. Going to be unable to, and that's a tag out. Not the wisest decision by number 42 for Brunswick. And GFA able to get out of that inning, allowing only 1 hit. And Florio still locked in as ever. So looks like Keaveney is up to bat next. Or possibly Blazovic. Prime opportunity for GFA. Both teams trying to break that goose egg on the board. Bottom of the 5th. Time winding down in this one. And all it takes is 1 great inning, folks, to really get things going on offense. And GFA is looking to have that inning Brunswick keeping number 20 out on the mound, and why wouldn't they? He's had a fantastic game, going toe-to-toe with Trace Florio, his counterpart for GFA. And has fantastic command of the fastball, but is also able to command the curveball effectively. And the changeup as well, confusing GFA players with the speed of the ball that he's pitching. So Luke Blazevich striding up to the plate. Pitch. Fouls that one out. First called strike of the bottom of the fifth. Sorry, not a called strike. It was a swinging strike. And pitch coming. That one's a called strike. Bottom right of the strike zone. And Blazevich is now down 0-2. Blazevich takes a ball there. Down in the count, 1-2. Fastball pitched. It's going to be a dribble into the shortstop and an easy out taken for Brunswick. Marking the first out of the bottom of the fifth. Ali Hood stepping up to the plate. Struck out in his last at-bat. Struck out looking, too. So he'll be looking to swing on this one, and the Brunswick pitcher knows it. Check swing. Testing him there with a ball outside. Fastball outside. But Hood able to restrain and takes a ball there. That's going to be another ball. 2-0 in the count with one out in this one. Another pitch. High flying ball. And that's a diving play, but he's unable to make it. That's going to be Hood staying put at first base. Yet another hit for GFA off of an error at right field. And Ali Hood, the designated hitter, is able to make it on base in the fifth. Huge play for GFA, getting another hit on their ledger. With Coachella coming up next to bat. Looking like there's some tension in number 20 for Brunswick, the pitcher. Could be good for GFA. Trying to get him off his game so far. That error might help decrease his confidence in the outfield. But as it stands, GFA has a runner on first. And Coachella at bat. Coachella, his last at bat, had a fantastic hit. First single. He's looking to do more of the same in this at-bat. Bunts. That's going to be a pop-out. So, not the greatest bunt. Now 2 outs for GFA. Off of an ill-timed bunt. That's a pop-out. Caught by the third baseman. And now Hernandez striding up to the plate. Ali Hood able to make it back to the bag after a check throw
by 20 on the mound. And Brunswick's defense has done a good job of keeping GFA in check here, making sure that they don't have any runners in scoring position late in the fifth. And Hernandez swinging and fouls tips that one. So down in the count, 1-2. He's got to be careful he doesn't try to do too much. They still have the bottom of the sixth and the bottom of the seventh to score and break the tie here. So we'll see what he can do. Swing and a miss for Hernandez, and that strikeout ends GFA's attempt at breaking the goose egg here. And number 20 gets out of trouble with a runner on first after a swinging strikeout by Hernandez. And GFA goes right back to setting up on offense. Looks like manager keeping Florio out. Pitching a fantastic game in high school baseball. It's quite rare that the pitcher lasts this long. Now at the top of the sixth. Most of the way through the game. And he's looking to keep that score a goose egg for Brunswick with his fantastic command of the fastball. Other pitches have not been working as well, but fastball has been working beautifully. We'll see if he tries to change it, if he tries to do more of the same. As he's working right now, the fastball working for him. So Florio had a series of 5 strikeouts in a row, caused a hit, able to strike out the last few batters to end that inning. He's locked in defensively. He's going to go up against number 7 for Brunswick. Brunswick out for blood, looking to make sure, see if they can get a couple of hits, get a couple of scoring drives going. And Tristan Florio looking to continue more of the same. Battle of the Titans going into this one. Both pitchers playing well. Who will break the score goose egg? Both teams have an opportunity here as Florio pitches this one in the dirt. 1-0 is the count. Pitch coming. Another ball low. Fastball low, trying to see if he can catch him swinging. Not able to do so. And Florio pitching once more. That one's a strike right down Broadway. 2-1 is the count in favor of Brunswick. And Trace Florio winding up. Pitching yet another strike. 2-2 is the count. Painting the corners with that fastball. Good grounder hit into the center field. And Florio's first hit of the 6th inning comes on the first batter. Brunswick has a runner on first with no outs in this one. Great contact on that one. Grounder out past the gap into shallow center field. And now Brunswick has a runner on first. And the bunt forthcoming. Looks like that one's a called strike. Florio's got to be careful for the bunt here. Checks the runner at first. Gets back safely. Another check. Back to Keaveney. Runner's safe and sound on the bag at first. Florio deciding what pitch he wants to throw. Number 11. Number 11 bunts. That's going to be a successful bunt. Allows... Actually, it does not allow number 11 to steal second. Umpire calls it foul. And now he's down 0-2 in the count. Some action in the Brunswick bullpen, number 42, warming up. That's going to be another check at the runner at first. Making sure he doesn't get any ideas. Good thing, too. There's no one guarding the bag at second. Florio with the pitch. Swing in the dirt. And number 7's going to try to steal. And that's an error on second base. He's able to make it home. That's going to be a strikeout. Another strikeout added to Trace Florio's ledger. 14 up to bat. 1 out in this one and a runner in scoring position. So a prime opportunity for Brunswick to break the goose egg. Hangs on them on the board. And Eisenstein taking a timeout to talk with Florio about what the strategy is going forward. One out in this one. 1 hit in this inning, allowed by Trace Florio. 0 runs so far, but there is a runner in scoring position. And 14, definitely a slugger on the team. So you got to be careful what kind of pitches you use, especially since Florio has had good command of the fastball, but with a slugger, you love to see that fastball in the strike zone. We'll see if he can use the changeup or a breaking ball, potentially try to change up the game in this aspect. Try to change things up for 14, catch him looking, catch him swinging. Make things easier for him on the mound. Florio eyeing down the catcher. Eisenstein giving his signals. And it looks like they intentionally walk number 14. Wise decision. But then again, they only have 1 out in this one. As number 22 strides up to the plate. Shift on for GFA. Pitch in the dirt, and that's going to be number 7 stealing third.
Hey, do your job now. Let's go.
Runners at 2 and third with 1 out. Things not looking too great for Trace Florio on the mound. After a wild pitch ends up in the dirt. Shift still on for GFA. Infield shift, guarding the runners at 2nd and 3rd. Strong hit. That's going to be passed, and that's going to be the first run on the board for either team. Going to Brunswick. 1-0 off of an infield single. And a runner at 3rd and 1st. Runners on the corners, only 1 out. And that's Florio's first earned run on a GSPN broadcast. And smart decision by Ben Eisenstein to check in on Florio, see how he's feeling. See exactly what the strategy is going forward, because GFA's now all of a sudden down 1-0. And the bats haven't been exactly flying for GFA. And it looks like Florio coming off the mound had a fantastic game right before this inning. Sad to see him go, because just he had a fantastic pitching game. Had great control of the fastball. Looks like they're taking him out of the game, so it doesn't look like he'll return. And Florio pitched a great game just until this inning. And he's only down 1-0. So it looks like Keaveney will take up the mound. And oh no, they're doing a position change. Florio takes over at first base. And Keaveney, he can pitch, he can hit, he can guard first base. We'll see how this one fares for GFA. With runners on the corners and only 1 out. Top of the 6th. Brunswick up 1-0. And GFA looking to make sure that they keep it that way, heading into the bottom of the 6th. Now both teams have 2 more innings to work with. So definitely not out of the woods yet for either team. But things looking bright for Brunswick right now with a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. Huddle right now for GFA at the mound, making sure they're absolutely set on this strategy. Good idea. With runners on scoring positions after giving up a run. 1-0 is your score. Top of the 6th inning. Brunswick scoring off of a shallow center field hit. And Keaveney going up against number 23. Right-hander. The pitching coming. And that's going to be foul ball out in the boonies. And Keaveney up 1-0. Showing bunt. And runner successfully able to steal second. Successful fake bunt there. And now GFA has Brunswick has runners at third and second with only 1 out. So the sacrifice bunt and fly is still an option. You can hear the rabid bench for Brunswick really getting into it. The dugout definitely voicing their support for number 23 in the batter's box. That's a nice curveball by Keaveney for a strike. And that's going to be an infield single. 2 will come home for Brunswick. Make that all of a sudden 3-0 with still only 1 out. Three-0 in favor of Brunswick. Off of several great grounding hits in this inning. And Keaveney's hoping to settle things down and get that second out. With a runner on first. 3-0 in favor of Brunswick. Keaveney pitching another ball. That one close. able to check the runner at first. Runner comes back safely. And that's going to be a really high ball. So 3 balls for Keaveney. Doesn't look like he's having the same kind of control that Florio did. And GFA in a bit of trouble here. Maybe they took him out too quickly. As Keaveney down 3-0. And he walks number 8. Runners at first and second after a walk, and GFA unable to get out of this inning. Still have only 1 out, and now another runner in scoring position. Things not looking great for GFA. Wonder if this is where you'll start to go into the bullpen. See what you can muster up there. Number 2 striding up to the plate. Getting prepared to face Keaveney here, who just walked. Number 8. '23 taking a large lead. Shift is on for Keaveney and for the rest of GFA. Pitching coming. That's going to be a called strike on a low velocity fastball, possibly a curveball. And Keaveney throws the first strike in 2 batters. Or at least since the batter before last batter. That's another pitch in the dirt. Pitch count, or the count is 1-1. Keaveney not having the same control that he would like in this game. Pitch. That one's a called strike. 2-1. He's looking to get a strikeout, get that second out in the game, or at least in the inning. Try to see if GFA can get out of this one. Swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout. That's going to be a pitch in the dirt, though, so runners at second and third. Still a dangerous situation, but the sacrifice fly or the sacrifice bunt is not an option anymore, as there are 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Grounder, able to, and that's an error. 2 runners come home for Brunswick. Bad error for Florio. Not quite sure why he ran to third. That's a fantastic out for GFA. Incredibly lucky break. So Hernandez is able to field that and get him just before he clips the bag. That would have been, I guess it is 5-0. 5 runners come home. Or at least 2 more runners come home in that one. And GFA now in a bit of a hole after a missed throw and a too high of a throw from Keaveney. And GFA now up to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Down by 5. So just like that, 5 runs allowed, 2 off of errors, so 3 earned runs. And GFA looking to get the bats flying, looking to get something going on offense. They've had a couple of hits. They've had 4 hits. 3 hits. No, 4 hits. My bad, folks. But unable to get anything going with those. And this is crunch time for them. They got to see what strategies are working. They got to figure out the pitcher. Number 20 still on the mound. Looks like GFA took Florio out a bit too early, even though he allowed 2 hits there. Keaveney just not having the same control with the ball, though he is up next. Much stronger hitter, it seems like, than he is a pitcher. So we'll see if he's able to do anything in the batter's box in this one. 5-0 is your score. Bottom of the 6th. GFA's first shot at redemption after a high-hitting and high-flying inning for Brunswick, where they scored 5 of all 5 goals. 5 hits, 5 runs. So 12's going to stride up to the plate. Keaveney. And then you have Roskowski. So at the heart of the order, and 2 great sluggers. They're able to get great hits here. They're able to get good, solid contact. Might see a completely new game. But it all starts at this at-bat. We'll see what the pitcher gives Keaveney. Might want to pitch it down and out. A couple of breaking balls. GFA needs to be careful that they don't try to do too much too quickly. And definitely don't want to strike out looking. That's exactly what happens there. That's a strike looking for Keaveney. Low strike. That's going to be a ball for Keaveney. So the count's 1-1. Pitch coming. That's a high fly ball. It's going to be fielded comfortably near the back of the field. That's going to be a fly out to left field. Marking the first out in this one. Brunswick gets their comfortable out to start off the 6th inning. And Eisenstein up. Foul tips that one. So that's going to be 1 strike for him. Takes that ball there. Counts now 1-1 with 1 out. No players on base for GFA. Eisenstein looking to be the first. Tips that one. So now behind in the count, 1-2. Pitch coming, and that's a check swing, but a strikeout for number 20. That's 2 outs, so 2 up, 2 down for Brunswick. Now Tristan Jones strides to the plate with 2 outs, the bottom of the 6th. Things not looking great for GFA. Pops this one for a strike call, strike swinging. Dribbler into the center of the field. We'll see if he can beat the pass, but he does not. That is an easy out for Brunswick. Brunswick goes right back to work on offense. Top of the 7th. GFA not able to make anything doing there. 3 up, 3 down for GFA. And the Dragons definitely in a hole. But the 7th inning upcoming. We'll see who starts on the mound. Looks like they're keeping Keaveney out there. After allowing two runs allowed by Keaveney, 1 run allowed by Florio after pitching most of the game. We'll see if Keaveney's able to control the ball a little bit better. At this point, you definitely don't want any errant pitches. Want to be able to work on your fundamentals, good passing, and good catching. And make sure that you have those down pat because Brunswick's going to come out swinging here. They want to hammer this one away. Hammer home a win here. Up by 5 in the top of the 7th. Definitely looking good. Definitely not a secure win. And GFA has one more opportunity in the bottom of the 7th. Try to tie this one up. Doesn't look like Keaveney has the same velocity as Florio. Mainly a first baseman. Able to hold his own pitching. Otherwise, the coach would not have called his number to take up the mound. He's going to face number 42, who we saw earlier in the dugout warming up. So Keaveney stepping up to the plate. Or 42 stepping up to the plate. Keaveney on the mound. That's going to be a strike. Called strike. Pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Count tied for number 42. Keaveney looking to settle down a little bit on the mound. Another pitch. Swinging and missing. Keaveney ahead in the count, 2-1. Definitely what he needs if he can get a strikeout here. Do wonders for his confidence. Also help get it out early in this one. Pitch incoming. Strikeout. Strikeout looking. That's Keaveney's first strikeout of the game. Number 7, who had a hit in the top of the 6th, also scored a run. Striding up to the plate, facing Andrew Keaveney. Keaveney deals. This one dribbles foul. So 1 strike. 1 out. The count 0-1 for number 7. Ball for Keaveney. Number 7 not biting there. Andrew Keaveney looking to see what pitch he deals. That one, last one was a fastball. Throws another fastball, but that's going to be wide. And looks like they walk him. Looks like he might have been hit by the pitch. And now Brunswick has a runner on base. 1 out. Number 11, striding the plate. We're at the heart of the order where Brunswick is able to score their runs. So Keaveney's got to be careful here. Checks the runner at first, able to get back safely. Making sure he doesn't get any ideas before this pitch forthcoming to number 11. Keaveney. Checking first once more. Eyeing first, and number 7 is going to step back on the bag. Making sure he checks him. Doesn't try to steal second, because a runner on the scoring position in second. Definitely not be what GFA needs. Quick hit, and that's going to be foul. So, strike 1 for for number 11. Brunswick dugout getting loud, making sure, tell Sticks, number 11, they're giving him his support and trying to drive home another run here, trying to put the final nail in the coffin for GFA's comeback chances. And Keavening making sure that can't happen. Ball and a strike called. Pitch dealt. It's going to be a fastball low. That's another ball called. 2-1 in favor of number 11 is the count. Runner going for number 7 is going to be able to hit that, but that one's going to be foul. And so 7's going to have to come walking right back. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. So far in the top of the 7th. Game winding down. This is crunch time for Andrew Keaveney on the mound. Batter calls time. Doesn't look like he was ready. Now getting himself situated and preparing for the deal from this one. Keaveney might throw a fastball here. And he does. That's going to be a high fly ball. But that's going to be foul. Just out of the reach of Florio. And Coachella out of right field. Reels, deals, and that's a high fly ball. Gonna be handled by Blazovic. And that's gonna be 2 outs now in the inning. And GFA looking a lot more comfortable in the top of the 7th. Number 14 striding up to the plate. Keaveney looking to get the 3rd out this inning to get to work on offense. Brunswick up 5-0. They're looking to hammer home a win, and driving home a couple of runs here would definitely put the nail in the coffin for GFA's comeback chances. They got a runner on first. Checks that runner. Able to get back safely is number 7 for Brunswick. Andrew Keaveney gets the ball right back. Pacing the mound, seeing what he's going to try to do. What pitch he's going to try to reel at number 14. Standing close in the batter's box. That's going to be a ball in the dirt, and that is going to be a steal. Number 7. So now, runner in scoring range. It looks like it hit the foot of number 14. So 2 runners on base. And things looking pretty good for Brunswick.
Hey, do your job, do your job.
Pinch runner replacing number 11. Keaveney set to deal here. Checking the runner at second. Decides not to throw it to him. That's going to be a ball called. Keaveney eyeing him down. Last one was a curveball. We'll see if he goes changeup here or fastball. Goes curveball once more. That one's down and out. And 2-0 is the count in favor of number 22. Keaveney set to deal here, checks the runner at second. Deals once more, and that's a called strike. Much needed strike called for Keaveney. And 2-1 is the count with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Reels once more. Another ball, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Does not want to walk him here if he wants to avoid a full base. Full base is loaded. Keaveney deals once more. Fouls that one out, and now it's a full count for Andrew Keaveney. Crunch time for the pitcher on the mound, as Keaveney needs to make sure he's in sync with catcher Ben Eisenstein about what's going to happen on this pitch here. Fouls this one out. So 22 is able to stay alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Crucial time for GFA. Down by 5 with runner on second and first. Want to get out of this inning in any way possible. $19 running back to the bag. Gets there safely as Keaveney does not throw it back. That's going to be hit by a pitch. So unable to control the pitch there. 4-2 and bases loaded for Andrew Keaveney. Not the position he was hoping to be in, but he's lucky there's only 2 outs. Sorry, that he has 2 outs in this one. And he's going to try to get it out of this inning. And that's going to be a really high ball for called ball number 1 of the at-bat. Eisenstein's going to have a chat with Keaveney, make sure they're set for this one. Bases loaded, top of the 7th. 5 runs on the board for Brunswick, 0 runs on the board for GFA. And GFA not in the best spot, especially the way their offense is played. Definitely don't want to give up any more runs here. That's going to be a ball called on number 23. Andrew Keaveney down 0-2 in the count. There's definitely times he wants to possibly play more aggressively. That will do wonders there. That's a strike called. 2-1 is the count. Keaveney wants to get out of this inning with at least the least amount of damage possible with runners on all 3 bases. That's a high ball. And that's going to be just foul, just out of the reach of Florio at first base, who, remember, was the pitcher until Keaveney replaced him. In the 6th inning, after 3 runs were scored by Brunswick, or 2 runs were scored by Brunswick. 1 run was scored by Brunswick, actually. That's when Florio was taken out of the game. Deal with a fastball that's high, so that's 3-1. 3-2 is the count after the foul out, so another full count. Crunch time for Keaveney. Does not want to walk him here, and that's going to be a walk and another run for Brunswick, so definitely not what Andrew Keaveney was wanting. 6-0 is your score, as Brunswick tacks on another in the top of the 7th, and GFA just can't seem to get out of this one. Spending about 20 minutes in this half of an inning alone. And Brunswick trying to hammer home a win. A hit here by number 8 will definitely do the trick. That's a fastball straight down Broadway for the first strike of his at-bat. Another pitch. That one's going to be high, so a ball called. One and one is the count. Keavney pitches in the dirt. Dugout chatter intensifying as they want to drive home more runs, just bury GFA in a score. That's going to be a swinging strike. So 2-2 is the count. Andrew Keavney just one strike away from getting out of this inning and setting himself up well and the rest of his team offensively. But he just has to get out of this inning. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Andrew Keavney. And that ends the inning. 1 run scored for Brunswick off of a walk on bases loaded. So definitely not the ideal situation for GFA, but it definitely could have been worse. As now they'll set themselves up offensively. Bottom of the 7th, crunch time, 6-0. Definitely not the best situation, but could be worse. And hey, Brunswick scored 5 runs in the top of the 6th, so anything can happen for GFA. Bats could start flying, and this is the exact right position for that to happen. We'll see what happens. Number 20 has pitched a fantastic game. No runs allowed, no earned runs allowed, no runs allowed at all. Only a select few number of hits for GFA. And he's going to get the nod on the mound for now. No one's able to hit him. And GFA is going to start off with Mark Roskowski. So who better to start off a comeback attempt than the hard-hitting senior, Mark Roskowski. Flew out, but he did get a hit. So he's 1 for 2 in the game. Looking to make that 2 for 3 at this at-bat. But he's got to go up against number 20, who's pitched a phenomenal game. We'll see if 20 is going to want to pitch down and out. My guess is yes. Because if Roskowski sees a fastball in the center, watch out. He's going to hit that. He's going to hit that hard. That could be a high fly ball right into the gap or beyond. So Roskowski, first up for GFA. Number 20, looking to pitch this. That's going to be a called strike, clipping the bottom of the strike zone there. Mark takes the first strike. Roskowski looking to hit this one. That one's in the dirt. So 1-1 is the count after that ball. Changeup coming. And that one's down. So 2 balls. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count for Mark Roskowski. With 0 outs on the board. And that's going to be a strike. Timely strike for number 20. Roskowski is now tied 2-2 in the count. And might have wanted to swing at that one. That was a high fastball. Swing and a miss for Mark Roskowski. Definitely not what GFA was looking for. That's a strikeout for Brunswick. And Roskowski goes down swinging for his final at-bat in this game. Florio up to bat. Looking to pick up the slack and get things going for his team. Struck out, looking in his last at-bat. And that one's a ball for him in the 7th. 2 balls. Call for number 20. And Trace Florio's ahead in the count 2-0 with 1 out on the board. That's a fastball right in the center. Interesting that he didn't try to swing at that one. Little high, but definitely want to hit that one. That one's in. So 3-1 is the count. High ball. That's in the center field. Can he get there? And he does not. That is a long double. He's going to be racing towards third. Can he get there? Slides in. He's able to make it. That's an in-the-park triple for Trace Florio. Just what the doctor ordered for GFA. High ball all the way back at the track was the center fielder for GFA for Brunswick. He's unable to catch that one. And Florio now at third with 1 out on the board. Down 6-0. But this is exactly how it gets started. And fantastic hit for GFA. Definitely something he can be proud of in this game. Definitely something Florio can be proud of in this game. I think he played a fantastic game both on the mound and showed his offensive prowess there. So now GFA has a runner on third with only 1 out. And this is exactly how a comeback attempt is started. 1 batter at a time. They have a big hole. They can definitely try to get this one back. As Blazovic looks like he's going to be up to bat. As they're keeping number 20. Oh, it's actually a pitching change. Number 42, who we saw warming up just a few minutes ago, steps up to the mound. He's taking over for number 20, who's pitched a fantastic game. No runs allowed, so he's going to leave this game with a 0 ERA. And only a select number of hits. For number 20 for Brunswick, so something he can be proud of in this game. And 42 is going to take his place as the closer. Trying to close this one out from GFA. Has a runner on third with just 1 out. But he's down by 6. So we'll see what GFA can do here. Blazovic up to bat next. That's going to be called ball for Luke Blazovic. So good start to the at-bat. Starting off 1-0. 42. Pitching mechanic a little bit strange, kind of like number 20. Let's see if it fakes out GFA, but doesn't seem to phase Luke Blazovic. And it's 2-0 in the count in favor of him. Another pitch. That's a strike that just clips the bottom corner. Great pitch location for number 42 on the mound. And it's a 2-1 game, or 2-1 count for GFA. And Blazovic fouls that one out. So Blazovic looking to hit this one. That's going to be a ball, very close one. 3-1 is the count. Pitch coming. Hits that one, and that's going to be a single. So Florio's going to run home, and that's going to be a hit for GFA just at the right time. Blazovic takes a spot on first for a single. And Allie Hood's going to step up to the plate. GFA now down by 5 after Florio gets an RBI assist from Blazovic. And that's going to be a ball called on Allie Hood. Another strike. So 1-1 is the count on Hood, designated hitter. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be 1-2. The count for Hood. And that's going to be another out. So 2 outs, 6-1. Things looking kind of bleak for GFA, but they can take into their next game that they did score a run in this one, and off of a great hit by Blazovic. That's going to be Coachella striding up to the plate, and he takes that strike there. Two balls, 1 strike for Coachella. Checks Blazovic at first. Nothing doing. That's going to be 2 strikes for Coachella. So 42, just 1 strike away from getting out of this one. Swing and a miss for Coachella, and that writes an end to this one. Strikeout for number 42, and what a fitting end to this one for the Bruins. As that's your final score, 6-1. Bruins defeat the Dragons at home in the Dragons' Castle. Off of fantastic pitching by number 20. Only 1 run allowed by GFA. By Brunswick. Only 1 run for GFA. Brunswick takes home the win. So number 20 taking home a win with the help of the closer, number 42. And GFA falls this one. They're now 2-5 on the year. But Brunswick is a tough opponent. No need to hang their heads. There's definitely things they did well in this game. Definitely aspects of the game they can take into their next performance. And what they did in the bottom of the 7th with Florio's deep triple and Blazovic's single to bring home Florio. Definitely good aspects of the game they can take home. I think one of the things that they wanted to improve upon is basically just the ball handling and pitch placement. An error was able to drive home 2 runs for Brunswick, and then it just kind of snowballed from there in the 6th inning. GFA was not able to control Brunswick there and led to Brunswick scoring 5 of their first 5 goals. So all of those goals scored in the top of the 6th, and GFA unable to claw back from that one, and they fall 6-1 in this one. Well, folks, it was a fantastic game. Thank you for joining me here. And from all the people at GSPN, I'm Isaac Moskowitz. And from everyone here working hard, our hard-working crew, we say so long from the Dragons' Castle. GFA falls in this one 6-1, but they look to be right back at it. We'll be right back at you with some lacrosse games, possibly a softball game, so stay tuned for that. As GFA falls in this one, but they'll be looking to come right back, and 6-1 is your final score. And we will see you next time on GSPN, signing off for now.